how's it going? Welcome back. This is Amy. And if you're new, welcome to This is Book Talk. And we're doing Book Talk Thursday or Tuesday. Excuse me, I got ahead of myself. It's Book Talk Tuesday. It's Book Talk, but it's on Tuesday. Okay, a little crazy. Been a little crazy around here. And got my little knit hat on because it's a little chilly today. Didn't really fix my hair. So, yeah. Got my glasses, my pink ones. I still haven't got red ones. Um, got the heater on. Daisy's asleep. Minnie's in the little bed on the floor, and Mango's in here in a little bed taking a nap. So we're gonna see how it goes. I may have to pause because I have a feeling there's gonna be loudness happening soon. Because that's just the way it is around here. You want peace and quiet? Not here. Mm-mm. And by the way, we did not win the lottery on Friday, unfortunately. Or some people may say fortunately, but yeah. So I'm gonna do some lotion. I have this lotion. Not paid. This is not a paid commercial. By the way, my coffee is Holiday Blend, Starbucks Holiday Blend, with, of course, the International Delight Peppermint Mocha Creamer. And I am out of my International Delight Peppermint Mocha Creamer. Means we're going to have to pick another one up this week. I do have some Walmart brand, the Great Value Caramel Vanilla Creamer. I really like that one. That's my backup during the holidays. But I've been looking for the Sugar Cookie Creamer, International Delights. I have not been able to find it. It's not at Walmart this year so far, and the holidays is almost over. And I looked at Bel Air. It's not. They didn't have it at Bel Air. I mean, there's always Safeway and Target, but I never go to Target. I never go to Target. I don't know. We may not get Sugar Cookie Creamer this year. Hmm. It's probably my fave, but because it smells like cookies. Anyway, okay, it is Tuesday, December 10th already. We're like whizzing on by the Decembers. I don't know what's happening anymore. Um, but the weather update, it is 50 degrees currently here in Northern California. And we're not anywhere near Southern California. There's the fires in Malibu. Those winds are really harsh, and it is. I don't know how much acres it is now. I was watching it early this morning when I woke up and I couldn't sleep at like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, as usual. Um, I want to say it's called chronic insomnia, which is probably true. Um, yeah, I couldn't see anything because it was dark. So now that it's the morning time and the lights out, you can see where it's actually at. And I know they said there was some structure damage, but some structures burned, but I don't know what exactly about that. But yeah, we're Northern California. And it again, it's 50 degrees and it's supposed to be 34 the lows. And then it looks like tomorrow night, Wednesday, is going to be some rain. And the highs are going to be, it looks like, well, it's all the way. Friday is 53, Monday's 52, and in between there, it's mid-high 50s. The rest all the way through Monday. That's going to be a cold one. Got the hat. And it's going to be, looks like mid-high 30s is the lows to mid-high 40s. So high 40s to mid 30s is the low. I don't, probably going to be some frost, but it looks like they're going to start rain on Wednesday night, Friday night, Saturday, day and night, Sunday night, Monday, day and night. And I heard on the news there's going to be another atmospheric river plowing on through. So I feel like we're going to have a lot of rain again. Cats outside did not like that. Anyway, that is the weather update for December 10th, 2024. And today, here on Book Talk Tuesday, we're doing a reading wrap up for the books I finished in November, the rest of November through a little bit the 1st of December. And I have some shows and tells. And not a lot, just a craft item I was working on for the holidays. I know it's getting a little late into the holiday season to buy Christmas decorations, but I'll have it for next year if I don't sell that many. Yeah. So that's that. So shows and tells is I was working on, so I got my little 2 foot tree. I'll pop up a picture for my room that I decorate, and I made a little tree skirt for it, and so I thought, oh, I'll make some more and try and sell them. So yeah, so it's for the tree skirts are for like a little 2 foot tree. They are this is one of the tree skirts. They are like approximately 11 inches in diameter. It's two-sided. That's the other side. And it just goes around the tree like that. And you'll see in my picture the mm, the tree. But that's one tree skirt. I made a few. And this tree skirt, it's Rudolph, that back. And there's the Grinch. I have a couple of Grinches. And the Who people. And this is the back. And like I said, they're for they fit around the base of the 2 foot trees. And then there's this Grinch. This fabric I can't get anymore. But I had a little bit left. I had some remnants of my fabric, so I decided this will work out good. This is just like a traditional red striped, like a Santa red striped. It's on both sides. Anyway, that is the crafts I've been working on this last weekend. And yeah, still working on Christmas crafts and drinking coffee. And so I'm excited to say that I've been watching a lot of videos of everybody's 25 books to read in 2025. So I have that video for me coming up, my 25 books for 2025 that I picked that I wanted to read in this next year. And also, I'll be picking my January TBR. I have my TBR jar I created, so I'll be using a TBR this next year. It's just a colorful little papers. The colors don't mean anything. There's no, like some people put the genres on certain colors of paper. I'm not. It's just a colorful prettiness for myself. Um, yeah, so we'll be doing the TBR jar this next year. Hopefully it works out well. And then I have my cart, my TBR cart. Well, it's just a book cart. I got all my shelves over here are like pretty much things I haven't read. And then I have some book cases in the hallway that I'd like to film that and show you those bookcases, but I gotta clean that up. It's dirty, dusty, and I gotta rearrange. I want to put it in order, a certain order, like my classics on a shelf, and then different things, and then I have a shelf or a bookcase designated for the books I've already read. So stuff like that. So maybe I'll do a video this next year for that. It's my TBR jar. Goes up here so I can look at the pretty colors. Um, but yeah, I was going to do with the TBR jar, picking my monthly books to read. I was going to pick just two automatically, just choose two without using the TBR jar. But then just so I know I would have books that I really wanted to read but I decided not to do that. I'm going to have 6 books I'm going to pick, for the month. And so for those 6 books, I'm going to pick all of the, prompts in the jar. So I'll have 6 prompts. I feel like that's pretty reasonable for me to read for the month. So I will pick 6 prompts a month, and then if I finish all 6 books before the month's over, then I won't pick another prompt. I will just pick a book at random or get it off from the library or the Libby app or whatever. So I'm trying to put on my Libby app also a lot of audiobooks. So I'll have a lot of audiobooks at hand, not so much ebooks, but audiobooks. And then the books I read will be mostly my own books that I have. I want to get through, I want to start reading down my own physical um, books. And then I'm still getting books at the library, but not as many. I'll be very frugal with that. But anyway, so that's where we're at, and let's go on for the reading update or wrap up, reading update, reading wrap up, whatever you want to call it. So we'll do the first one is a very short one. It's a children's book, but I've never read it, and I always watch the little movie on TV every year at Christmas time, and that is How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Now, I own this book. This is my book. It's very, I think I also listened to the audio when I was reading this, which was, it was really fun. I like the audio. It was 12 minutes long, so it, it didn't take a lot out of my day to stop and read that and look at it, but it's a picture book, and it's by Dr. Seuss, if you didn't know, and it's How the Grinch Stole Christmas. And of course, I gave it 5 stars. I mean, and it was published in 1957. So yeah, let's look at a few pictures. But anywho, this is, yeah, look at this. Look at that. It's opening. And we're not going to show you all the pictures because you know what the Grinch is. Hmm. And yeah, it was just a fun little, like I said, I never read it. Um, and I didn't have this. I got this book last year actually off of eBay. I um never had this book. But we always watched the cartoon on TV every year, the original, growing up. So yeah, it was a fun little read. Anyway, uh, I still enjoy the cartoon. Here we go. This is they're going up the hill to take all the presents that he stole. Anyway, read that. Good read. Good read. Yeah, that was it. That was easy. That was a cute little cozy um Christmas read to get you in the mood, and it was fun. And so the next one I read, I finished. I still have one more in the series, but I finished Clown in a Cornfield 2. So yeah, I really enjoyed that. This is a YA horror. It also has thriller. It's listed on, I think, Goodreads. I got this off of the genre. LGBT uh things and thriller. Yeah. Um, but I really it's a slasher one, and it's a continuation of, this is Clown in a Cornfield 2 Friendo Lives. So it's a continuation on the first one, and it's by Adam Caesar. I think I'm saying that. Cesar? I think it's Caesar. Anyway, this one I had the physical book. It was 406 pages, and it follows, the main character is Quinn Maybrook, and in this book she's in college now. She so this happened in so they lived in Kettle Springs, Missouri, and at the end of the last one, after the last uh, book story, she went off to college. Back to where she grew up was in Pennsylvania. Um, or I think it's out of Pittsburgh. I don't know the name, where exactly, but she went to college there to get away from all what happened in Kettle Springs, from over the I don't know if it was summer or what, but I think they were still in school. I don't know about that. Anyway, and so what happens is at the end of the last one, Friendo there was a um Friendo the clown. He got away. Sorry if that's spoiler. Probably is. Well, probably not, because this is book 2 and there's book 3. So in this one, I don't think Friendo might not be in 3. I don't know, because this has given me a lot of vibes of the Scream series movies. Just because at first it happens in the small hometown, and the kids are in high school, and then the next one is the kids have moved on to college, and the slasher still comes back around. So, um, and so in 3, I'm trying to think. In 3, I know in Scream movies, in 3 they're out of college now. So I have the book. I have the third one I'm gonna get to soon, and I'm wondering how that one's gonna go. But yeah, so this is just a revamp of the killing started happening again, and there was an incident at her school that she was in Pennsylvania, and her friends that were in the last in the first book, the two guys, they're together as a couple, and they're coming to visit her in college. Well, her dad had ended up being attacked, and so she got a call, and plus at the same time there was an incident at her school, and so they left and came back to Kettle Springs, check on her dad, and then all this stuff started happening again. So it had a lot of adrenaline stuff going on, because there's stuff going on. It's like in town, and you got stuff going on over here and stuff going on over here, and then the two converge in a big showdown. And yeah. So I gave this 4 stars. It didn't get a complete 5, but I really enjoyed it. I'm really enjoying the series. It's kind of it's kind of weird with the clown thing. Um but yeah, it's a fun, it is listed as YA slasher, but it is graphic, so it's not like I would think. I don't know, maybe I'm old school, that YA graphic would be less YA horror would be less graphic, but it's not really. I don't I don't think so. But yeah, it was a fun read. It's the bad guy's Friendo the clown, and the final girl, so to speak, is named Quinn Maybrook, and it's set in a small town in Kettle Springs, which they say is in Missouri. I don't know that that's a real town. Anyway, so that was a fun little read. I really enjoyed it. I'm really excited to get to the last one. And so far as I know, it's a trilogy, but you know, maybe he'll come out with another one, just like some of these. But it says right now it's a trilogy. But anywho, that was good. And then this next one I read was Tale of the Tekongs. Now, this is a satirical short stories by I'm gonna mess up his last name. Ipeli Hau'ofa. Hau'ofa. I'll put the names up. It's a Pacific Islander. He's Tongan. And he wrote I don't know. I have the name up here. You can Google him. He's educated in different. I can't remember. I think he was Papua New Guinea. His parents were missionaries, I think there, and he moved around, and so I think he went to school in Australia or New Zealand, and then he went to college, and then he taught at college. But then he has so he wrote it's a little tiny book. It's I don't remember how many pages it was. It has 12 little short stories, and they're satirical, kind of just a island life, and it has to do with the development that the people not of um, native or of color or indigenous come in and try to make the island, you know, better by bringing all this development and stuff like that. That was yeah. It's short stories, lit fiction, humor, um, people of color, authors indigenous, Pacific Islander, all those genre tags, I guess I call them. But yeah, it was cute. It was humorous. It was because seeing, and I have studied a little bit of Pacific history in my while doing my history degree. So it was interesting to see this. Also, I must say, I read this in college when I was taking my Geography of the Pacific. This is one of the assigned readings we did, and I really enjoyed it. And I had a copy, but then I lent it out. I lent it out to another student in the class because they needed to read it, and they never gave it back by the time I graduated. So I don't know. I'll get it again, but I did want to read it again because it had been so long. That was like in, I think, 2012 since I had read this. So it was fun. I enjoyed it. I gave it 3 stars. It wasn't a fast read. It's just, I read it over time I started like before Halloween and I finished, mid-November. But it's not that hard of a read. It's just you want to get in the mood to read it. But it just had to do with stuff like that. People coming in and trying to develop the island and just at a satirical viewpoint of the islanders and what the others think how the islanders are. Um, lazy, don't want to work, and just whatever, which is totally not true. Yeah. So that was a good read. I enjoyed that. That was a it wasn't it was fiction too. Um so the next one, I got some Christmas ones in besides the How the Grinch Stole Christmas. I got an audio in of Christmas Criminals and Campers, the Tanya Kappas Campers and Criminal series. This is the number 4. I waited to read this until like the holiday season, and it's a cozy mystery series, and it's about this the main character is Mae West, Maybelline West, and she is the owner of a Happy Trails campground in Normal, Kentucky, and it's just the little goings on that happen there in every little episode. It's short little audios. They're 5 to 6 hours usually. This is a 5 hour audio, and I'm really enjoying this little cozy mystery series that Tanya does. I gave this one 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. It was Christmassy, holiday season, and this one was I think it was a writer that came to the campground that was going to, she was supposed to be giving a talk for this book group that they have um, in this town. There's a little book group uh, of gals that get together, and one of the gals invited this author, and she was supposed to be staying there at this campground, and but she didn't want a lot of people to know that she was there. So there's a in this little mystery, there's a somebody ends up dead, and then they're trying to figure out who did it, basically. But yeah, so that was a fun one. I really enjoyed it. Like I said, I gave it 4 stars. Um, and then the next one is Merry Christmas, Alex Cross by James Patterson. So I did get a James Patterson in again, and this is a Christmas one, and it was a short. Yeah, I listened to the audio for this one. It was 6 hours. Well, I call it short. It was 6 hours. It's a thriller, and I gave it 3 stars. I really like James Patterson. I really did enjoy this. I did enjoy this audio. The reason I gave it 3 stars was because it split it up into, is it 2 or 3? I can't. I think it was 2 main um, story plots. There were 2 different kind of story plots. One was um well, 3 if you count. So on Christmas, so this is a number 19 in the Alex Cross series by James Patterson. In the what happens is Alex Cross, this priest at this church calls him and his buddy that he works with to come to the church because there's been a thief stealing, I guess, from the money collection, whatever you call it. Um, and so so they come to the church, do a favor for the priest, and they catch this thief that's a known thief, and he's been in jail and he got out, and so he hit up the church and to steal the money at Christmas, and then he's like, oh, but my kids and blah blah blah. Well, he don't have kids. That's what Alex says. You don't have any kids. And so anyway, so that's the first thing that happens. So Alex is trying to celebrate Christmas at home with his family. He's got 2 kids, his grandma that raised him, called Nana Mama, and his wife that he has now. His first wife, the kids' mom died way back I think in the before the first book came out, or it was just she's been dead, and so he's finally got this new wife, and so they're trying to have Christmas together and all this stuff, and it's like I think it's the day before Christmas Eve, and then Christmas Eve, and then Christmas, and then yeah. So I think that was Christmas Eve day that happened. I don't know. And then something came up, and he had to get called. He got called out again because there was a hostage crisis. So this was like the first big main plot story. There was a hostage crisis with this guy was holding his ex-wife and kids and her new husband, and I don't know how this other some lady, her friend, got rope was at the house and he held them hostage. So Alex was called out because he's a policeman, but he's a psychologist also. Um, and so he has to deal with that, and so that took up about half of the story maybe, and then the second, which you would think it would have been good enough that you could just end the story there, but then they started, and so he came back home and then he got called out again, so he was off on Christmas Eve, and Christmas now has taken his time away from his family, and his family's all complaining, they wish he could be at home, blah blah blah, and he's out working these cases, and then another major case comes up that there is a terrorist cell going to do something, and they're trying to capture these people. And so the main person there after the first one is a lady terrorist, and they're tracking her, and she ends up at this, I think, the train station, and this is in Washington, D.C. So she goes to the train station, they track her there, and then they find out that there's other people involved in this. She's just not a lone terrorist. And so they got to try to figure out what's going on and what kind of thing they're planning. And so anyway, so the second half was it was this story. And I felt like the reason I gave it 3 was I felt like this could just been set up as just to do the first story, have just 2 different short stories, but they put them both together, and they were different. I mean, I understand it was the same timeline, like trying to celebrate Christmas, but I don't know. I felt like I wanted it in 2 different separate stories. But anyway, it was good. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the adrenaline, the thriller part of it. And it was Alex Cross character, and that was the problem I had with it. Was I wish these 2 stories were just totally separate books, but it wasn't. And it was Merry Christmas, Alex Cross, James Patterson. I gave it 3 stars. I did enjoy it. And then the last one is A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. I just finished this yesterday. It was only 3 hours audio. It's a really short book. I do own the book, a copy, and I can't find it. I don't know what I did with it, but I do have a nice little, it's almost like a cloth cover copy. And it's a short book, and I watch some kind of version of Christmas Carol on TV every year, several versions, but this was 3 hours. And this was published, the story by Charles Dickens, in 1843. And of course, I gave this 5 stars. It's a classic. I love it. I love the idea of the story. And you're taking this guy who is Scrooge, and just, you know, he's not changed his ways, and Christmas Eve comes, and he's shown the light, basically, that his life means something, and his life means something to other people, that he needs to you know be be thankful and giving, basically, is what that is, and a friend. But anyway, so that's always a good one. I don't think I have to explain A Christmas Carol. Scrooge, the 3 ghosts come to warn him what is gonna could happen, has happened, is happening, or will happen. It's a classic Christmas literature. Like I said, it was 3 hours. I did half of it one day and half of it the next day. I did enjoy it. 5 stars. But that is my reading wrap up that I have so far. So I have read in this wrap up six books, and let's see, two two one was a I'd say fiction literature, one was horror, and then 4 were Christmas. So I'm getting my Christmas um stories for the season read. Well, some of them anyway. I'm not going to be able to get through the whole list that I had, but what I did started reading a little bit last night was Freshly Ground Murder by Tanya Kappas. It's a little short holiday uh cozy mystery, and this is what's her name? What is her name? It has a little dog, so the little dog's name is Pepper, and the town is Honey Springs. Um, yeah, I just started last night. So there's a coffee shop. This lady runs a coffee shop in town. Yeah, Honey Springs. It's like on some coastal town. It says, but it's Roxy. She runs in Honey Springs. She runs a coffee shop, and it's called the Bean Hive. And she has a little dog named Pepper, and she moved to town. Her aunt had lived there, and she had I think it was, this is book 3 in the series. So it's a series. This is book 3. So I think in the first one, I had started listening to the audio. I found it on YouTube, and she moved there. I think she had a breakup or a divorce, I think, and she wanted to get away, and that's why she ended up here. And she bought this place and turned it into a coffee shop, and it just sounds really cute. And it has recipes in here also from the Bean Hive, and I think they're at the end. Yeah. So there's Christmas Harvest Blend coffee. So there's like little, yeah, this is not working out, is it, people? hmm So there's that. So there's, I think in all of these books, I have 6, the first 6 in the series. And then there's like Soul Harvest Chicken Soup, Gingerbread, Mischief Animal Treats, Praline Liquor Cake, Christmas Coffee Bean Bark, Meemaw's Christmas Coffee Punch, pumpkin cookies. There's quite a few little and then it has a list of all her I think books that she's written up to this point. Like this is the list of the campers and criminals. It's pretty long. She's got a lot. I think it's 30. I don't know if she's at 40 now, but she's got a lot. She's got Killer Coffee Cozy Mystery. That's the Bean Hive Coffee Shop, and there is Holiday Cozy Mystery Series. Um, Henny Lowry Mystery Series, Magical Cures Mystery Series. These are all cozy mysteries. Mail Carrier Cozy Mystery Series. But yeah, says Tony has written over 100 novels. Probably with all her um, stuff. I know the Campers and Criminals has a lot in the series. Anyway, so this is about the town's annual Christmas in the Park is underway and includes a Christmas parade that help the furry residents of the Pet Palace to get homes for Christmas. It's not the four-legged creatures that steal the show. It's a pair of legs sticking out from under the Christmas tree lighting ceremony that has all the town talking. So this is this cute little cozy mystery. Somebody dies and they're under the Christmas tree at the town Christmas tree lighting ceremony. So that seems fun. So that shouldn't take long. This is only how long is this? I think not even 200 pages. You don't count the recipes. Yeah. It's like 132. Yeah, 132 pages. And then the next one, I haven't got to this one yet, but this is close on the list when I finish the Freshly Ground is the Christmas Tree Farm. I want to start this soon before December's over. It's not that big. It's a series. It's the Harbor. The first one was Pumpkin Spice Cafe. This is Lori Gilmore as the author. It's the Dream Harbor series. And yeah, I still have my sticker on there. And you know what? I hear a lot of people on BookTube complaining about their stickers on their books and stuff and they don't like it. And actually, it doesn't bother me, really. I don't think it does because I never remove the stickers. But I know it's going to annoy a lot of you out there. But I just, it's, you know, It doesn't do anything for me either way. But yeah, so the first one was Pumpkin Spice Cafe in the series, and then the second one was the Cinnamon Bun Bookstore was the second, and this is the third one, Christmas Tree Farm. And this is about it's a small town spicy festive romance. It says Kira North hates Christmas, which is unfortunate since she has just bought a Christmas tree farm in a town that's too cute for its own good. So, um, yeah, so Dream Harbor, it's a small town, and this one is about a girl who bought a Christmas tree farm and doesn't like Christmas. And then there's Bennett Ellis is on vacation in Dream Harbor, trying to take a break from both his life and his constant desire to always fix things. But somehow fate finds Ben trapped by a blanket of snow in Kira's farm, and despite her grinchiest first impressions with the glow of the fairy lights twinkling in the trees and the promise of a warm hot chocolate, maybe, just maybe, these two lost souls will have a Christmas they'll remember forever. So it's just a little, I think it's a love-hate romance. Interesting. I haven't read the other two, but this was at Sam's Club and I got it and I paid $11.48. Um, yeah, and I'm kicking myself because at the time I did see the Pumpkin Spice Cafe and the Cinnamon Bun Bookstore there too, and I didn't get them, but I'll probably get them later. But that's how big is this book? It is like 354 pages. So I'm hoping to start this after I do the Freshly Ground Murder. So that's the reason I showed that. I did start, yes, I've started 3 books total, and I will get through them because these are ones I really want to read and I want to get them done before I have to take them, either try to renew again or take them back to the library. So this is Cold Clay. It's a Shady Hollow Mystery Series number 2. And I did start this a little bit, and it's just a little cozy mystery with forest animals. And Shady Hollow is the name, and I'm on chapter 2. And this is it's just a little book. It's not very long. It's very cozy. This one is kind of they're getting into. I think the last one was like into summer, starting to fall, and this one is like beginning. It's like middle of fall, maybe. It's 221 pages, but it's about this moose here. He's Joe. He owns a coffee shop, and um, Vera Vixen is a fox, and she's a reporter in town. And there's these bones that show up in the forest somewhere, and Joe's wife or ex-wife had left, and so they think it's Joe's wife's bones, and so the police are suspecting Joe had something to do with it. So Vera's on the case to prove that Joe is it he didn't do anything, and he's not a killer. So yeah, it's just a cozy little, has all these little forest creatures. It's really fun. I really enjoyed the first one, Shady Hollow. It's called Shady Hollow, and I really love that one. And I probably will end up purchasing this series soon. And there's, I think, 5 in this series. But then I finally started because I've been wanting it. And the other night I was in bed and I'm like, no, I want to start this one. I want to start reading this one. So it's The Middle of the Night by Riley Sager. Yeah, I had this for a while. I need to get it finished because I feel like pretty soon they're not going to let me renew it at the library. Um, it's a average sized book. It's about this kid. He has a sleepover. Him and his friend have a sleepover at one of their houses, and the other kid wakes up in the morning, and there is a slit in the tent, and his friend has disappeared, and so um, that's how it starts out, and then it goes into the guy. Um, Billy is a kid that's disappeared, and the guy it was at. Yeah. So the kid that went missing's name was Billy, and the friend that he had the sleepover at that didn't go missing was Eric, I believe. Um, I believe his name was Eric. Let's see here. And was it Eric? No, Ethan. Ethan Marsh. It was in July, and 10-year-old Ethan and his best friend and neighbor Billy were camping out in a tent in their backyard. And Ethan woke up, and Billy wasn't there, and there was a slit 10th. And so this is Ethan comes back home. He ends up, his parents move to Florida. He buys their house or is living in their house, and it's 30 years later. So Billy's been missing for 30 years, even though the parents, I think, had a funeral for Billy, um, assuming that he was dead. Um, but they never found Billy. So Ethan thinks, he doesn't know. He thinks Billy may be still out there. So he's moved back into his old house, and he's very has anxiety and chronic insomnia and all the stuff Ethan does, and probably PTSD too. I don't know, but he wants to get to the truth of what happened to Billy. Basically, so this is middle of the night. It's a thriller. It's a Riley Sager. I'm enjoying it so far, even though I'm just barely on page 23, so I'm not that far in. And this is well, to me it looks like an average size book, but it's 365 pages. So yeah, so I did start this one, so hopefully we'll get through this one. And I just I like to mark my pages like every 100 pages, so I know I'm making progress. But yeah, so those are the books. So I've started In the Middle of the Night, Cold Clay, and Freshly Ground Murder. And then I'm hoping to start Christmas Tree Farm. Yeah. So if we get those finished, and like I said, the two of them aren't that big. And the thriller usually I can always zip through because as long as it keeps the action going, I'm like, whipping through it. Um, so yeah, that's my reading wrap up for December 10th, um, Tuesday, for Book Talk Tuesday. And yeah, hope you have a good rest of your day. And yeah, just Mango, he's trying to get better. He's still dealing with stuff, and it looks like it is a cat respiratory viral thing that he's dealing with. But he does have some medication he's taking. We're just kind of gonna boost one of those meds that we've take every 3 days. We're gonna go back to every day and see how that goes. But yeah, you continue prayers for Mango would be great. Positive vibes, whatever you want to send, that's good, and it will help him. We will be thankful and appreciative. But yeah, so it's getting a little chilly here, and hope you have a good rest of your week. We'll be back here on Thursday if you cross your fingers and have high hopes. And I hope to be back here Thursday because we're going to do probably, I'm not sure what we're going to do on Thursday. I know I have my TB, TBR for January to do. I have my I organized my TBR book cart, my TBR book cart, and what else? Oh, my 25 books to read in 2025. That might be on Thursday because I'm excited to do that. And I know I've been seeing it go around on BookTube a lot right now. That and well, I think the December TBRs are really prominent right now on BookTube, but I want to wait till probably a little closer to the end of the month to do my January because that's going to require using my TBR prompt jar. This is a new thing. Haven't did it yet. I haven't ever did this um, since I've been doing a book tier. And my booktube book talk is going to be a year old on January 1st. That's when I officially started my booktube channel. So we're excited about that. I don't know if I'm going to do anything, but maybe have some cider to celebrate. I don't know. But yeah. Hope stay warm out there, or stay cool if you're hot. I don't know where that would be, in some nice tropical island somewhere. But anyway, we'll be back here on Thursday. So you have a good rest of your week, and thanks. We're gonna do a trial run and see if the dogs are gonna be quiet. I had to shut the door. They're all in here. It's noisy, noisy, noisy this couple of days. Mango's in here taking a nap. And I got my knit hat on because it's a little cold this morning and I didn't really fix my hair, so we're going with that. And if I look a little geeky, that's okay. I'm fine with it. I got a book reviews to do. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it looks like. Got my coffee. Almost done. Yeah. What else? Oh, shows and tells. How are we going to do that? Oh, no, 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 not the air conditioner. Well, you just barely touch that button and it goes off. Yikes. Heater on. And some books here we're going to talk about. A reading wrap up as we get settled. Crafts. It's a Christmas tree skirt. Yay. A mini tree. A mini tree skirt. 2-footer tree. Okay, I think I should turn YouTube off. I'll get distracted. I easily get distracted. Don't even need anything on, it just happens. Okay, how do we look? Warm? Maybe? This is how you're gonna see me today. It's a little chilly. Okay, guess we should hit the road and get things started. So, let's